Hello everyone, welcome to a new game of Age of Civilizations 2, where we're going to have a game as Castile, playing as Castile, and we're going to try and make it a historical game as much as possible. Right, so we go to games and create a new game. Let's look for Castile, which is there. Now, normally when you launch the map, it defaults to the map of 1440, which is great. But we're going to do something slightly different. As you can see, in 1440, Castile was already a fairly large country with quite a bit of population. It was the larger population on the Iberian Peninsula, more than Portugal and Aragon. So although their economy was slightly smaller, it was still a fairly balanced country, easy to manage. But we're going to go to a slightly different map. So we're going to go back in time to 1200, where the map was fairly different. So here we have Castile. It's actually one of the smallest countries on the Iberian Peninsula. You can see population of Castile was 235,000 as opposed to 275 of Aragon and 314 of Portugal. Leon has got a slightly lower population, 2 or 3, but it's got a larger economy, 17,000, whereas we're only 15,000. We're actually the smallest economy, because Aragon is 21,000 and 18,000 for Portugal. Obviously, this is the time of the Arab occupation of Spain, and Morocco is quite scary. 744,000 people with an industry of 25,000, so quite a powerful neighbour at the south. I must say I do like this game. It's been around for a while, but I've only just discovered it, which is a shame because I think I would have enjoyed playing it before now. I confess that I am a fan of Europa Universalis EU4, which is great because it's got a great level of complexity. But unfortunately, because of that complexity, I always make mistakes. I always forget to check certain things or ignore certain issues, which usually ends up in disaster. I like this one. I like Age of Civilizations 2 because it follows the same, more or less the same principles as EU4, but it's a lot simpler in the mechanics, and hopefully I will do better at it. The only thing is, when you play Age of Civilizations 2, I have found that when your country achieves a certain critical mass, once you get powerful enough, then the challenge is more or less lost, really. You're powerful enough to basically bully all your neighbors, conquer them. The AIs are not going to pose any real challenge, and the coalitions they form are never strong enough, and the penalties for overextension are not unsurmountable. So it becomes almost just a clicking exercise of conquering and defeating everybody else around you. For that reason, we're going to try and make it a historical game. Now, obviously, with a historical game, you can't make it exactly historical because you depend on the AIs doing things that you can't control. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put some limitations to my game. So what I'm going to try and do is, obviously, I'm going to try and create Spain. So I will need all the provinces on the Iberian Peninsula, except obviously the Portuguese ones. And I will obviously have to get the Netherlands provinces, which at the moment would be Flanders, Holland, Brabant, Gelders, Utrecht, Frisia, and Munster. But that all may change. By the time we get to go up there, that may be France, England, any of the German countries. We will see when we get there. We're going to focus initially on the Iberian Peninsula. Now, how are we going to make it historical? We're going to try and respect certain things. So there will be some things that I will not allow myself to do. I will keep Portugal as it is. So I will not conquer it. And I will also give him that south province of Faro. I will not allow myself to conquer anything above the Pyrenees, anything that is not owned by Aragon. Obviously, except, as I said, the Netherlands provinces. I will, however, allow myself to take some provinces in the north of Africa, because Spain did have some colonies in the north of Africa. So I will allow myself to take certainly Tangier, Nador, and then on the western coast, we'll take Safi, Agadir, Tiznit, and Tantan. Obviously, we'll colonize the Canaries as and when the time comes. And there will be a limit to my expansion in Europe. Obviously, that's going to make it very difficult for me to become anywhere near number one rank, either in population or number of provinces, because obviously all the other AIs will be doing exactly that. But I will try to survive. I will attack my neighbors, and I will, if I can, vassalize them, or if one of them is getting too large, as I think will be the case with France, obviously I will try to go in there and break them up and make them release vassals, etc. I will take some provinces only to release as a vassal if necessary, just to keep the balance in check. As and when my technology reaches 0.8, I will be able to colonize, and that will be the time when I will sail to the Americas and maybe try to colonize the South American, Central American, and Caribbean provinces. I will also take some of the North American provinces, and that will be Mexico, and obviously some of the originally Spanish areas such as Louisiana, Texas, Florida, etc. In terms of South America, I will respect the Treaty of Tordesillas, where the provinces east to a line across the tip of Brazil was left to Portugal. So from this line down, it will be up to Portugal to colonize. And if I have to go to war with one of the tribes because they attack me, I will pledge to give those provinces to Portugal as fairness. I will try to get to somewhere number one in the ranking, in the rank, after the colonization process. But even if I get to 0.8 technology before 1492, I will not colonize any provinces before that stage. Again, just to try and keep it historical, because 1498, of course, is when Columbus discovered America. So, hope you enjoyed. We're going to actually start the gameplay with the next episode. Oh, by the way, before we do that, just to let you know that I will be playing on normal difficulty, Fog of War, Discovery, and AO aggressiveness of 125%. That's fairly much the default of this. Okay, so I'll see you with the next episode. Hopefully we'll start playing and we'll see how we get on. Thank you for listening. Bye.